Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Please also head on over to Instagram and give me a follow there. The link will be in the description. Alright, so trackies, whoa. This is definitely, not the news that we were hoping to hear in this particular case concerning Jamaica's very own Olympic bronze medalist over the men's 110-meter hurdles, Ronald Levy. Now, Jackies, y'all know we brought the story here on YouTube, a few weeks ago, or maybe just a week ago. Child, it's been a short time ago that Ronald Levy tested positive. Well, at the time, I didn't specifically say, Ronald Levy, but everything indicated in the article that I read, Ronald Levy, considering that Jamaica only has so much and no more, hurdlers, and based on, the achievements that they outlined in the actual article, it pointed straight at Ronald Levy. Now, with that said, Tracky, subsequent to that, he came out and said that he was so shocked about receiving the information that he had indeed tested positive just the day before, which I found shocking as well, meaning that nobody really tried to suppress this information. And, it was literally just dispersed in the media just like that. But with that said, track is, we still have to give the athletes the benefit of the doubt and wait for their B sample to be tested. Well, track is no, the results have been returned and Ronald Levy's B sample has indeed been returned positive, and that's positive for two banned drugs, the same two banned drugs that were found in his A sample. Now, trackies, I'm not gonna lie, this one hit me hard, hit me in the chest. I felt a thump in my chest. Now, trackies, there is a possibility now that he has returned a positive test for his B sample. Once he faces his hearing, he could possibly get a 4-year ban. That is big, trackies. For the sport of track and field, getting a 4-year ban can virtually mean the end of your career. And why am I saying this particularly also, trackies, for a Ronald Levy? When I look at his age right now, he is 31. A 4-year ban, if this is what happens, mind you, trackies, there's been no hearing yet, and it's a possibility, so meaning up to 4 years, which means that it can fall within the realms of maybe a 2-year, maybe a 6 months, depending on the severity of the issue. Now, trackies, I'm waiting to hear about these banned drugs, and what they do, trackies, because I do know that at the time when, he returned this positive test, there were, reports saying that he was under the weather, trackies, and as such was taking, something for that particular situation that he was going through. But trackies, this is where I have to say, for athletes, like, they have to take control of their entire situation, because there are allowances for stuff like this. Like, if you're not feeling well, clearly World Athletics knows that you're a human being, and at some point in time you may have to take something that may be found on the ban list. But separate and apart from just declaring this, track is in the allowance that is made, one, you may need to try to see if you can source something else that doesn't have a banned substance in it. And if this is the only option you have, then yes, declare it. Let these people know that this is what you're taking and this is what you're taking it from. Make sure you have your doctor's certificate to show that yes, I am indeed suffering from XYZ, and as such I had to take XYZ. Make sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, because at this point it is your responsibility. Because when they come down on you, you know what I mean? Or when they test you and they find these drugs in your system, trackies, there's practically going to be no leeway. So yes, they're going to hear you out, right? But it doesn't really help them much in terms of reducing the possibility of them, even getting a ban, 1 or 2, they're getting that maximum 4-year ban. I believe would be his first offense. So again, the maximum 4-year ban is what is in play here. But again, it can definitely be reduced. But for me, track is this is definitely a big blow to Jamaica. This is a big blow to Jamaica and Jamaica's athletics, because this isn't just, an athlete that for us that has been, meandering around, being, somewhat good. This is a world class hurdler, one that we've depended on for years to come through. And he has come through for years for us trackies in the sport and track and field, representing us at the highest level, walking away with, a bronze medal at the Olympic Games, even winning the Commonwealth Games trackies, doing phenomenal trackies on the Diamond League circuit. So yes, this is an athlete that has stepped up and represented us at the highest level, and has become, a mainstay for Jamaica in the men's 110-meter hurdles. Now, when we look at the list of the men's 110-meter hurdles for Jamaica, it's just a handful of guys. It's just a handful of guys that have really been carrying us, throughout the years for on the highest level. We're talking about Hans Parchment that has been here forever, right? And he'll probably, will be leaving soon. You know what I mean? From 2012, I remember Hands of Parchment, probably even before that. But, he was there at the Olympic Games trackies for Jamaica. And now we're in 2023. That's a whole, 11 years later, right? And then now you look at Omar McLeod. He's currently, having his own difficulties, in terms of coaching and just getting himself back in the correct mind frame trackies. And then we have the young gun, Rashid Broadbell. That is literally just a handful, of top hurdlers. So if anything happens to any of these athletes, we're short, you know what I mean, in terms of great representation on the world class scene, right, trackies? So this is a heavy blow to Jamaica and Jamaica's athletics. Boy, Ronald, I don't even know what to say, because at this point, I saw somebody put in the comment section the last time I talked about this issue that, Ronald Levy has just been having the toughest time. He's been done dirty in the sport. I don't have the full details on that, situation, but apparently I was reporting that he was still at MVP, because I swear to you that I, remembered him being at MVP. But then I also remembered when somebody put it in the comment section that, he's at elite now. And I said, oh yes, I remember I'd heard earlier up in the year that he had left MVP. So there's all of that trackies, and going through whatever he went through, because please remember, he faced an injury. I don't know if he was getting bad treatment or what, but I remember, Rashid Broadbell's father coming on. It's funny, I talked about Rashid Broadbell yesterday, but I remember Rashid Broadbell's father coming on and talking about, the treatment he was receiving once, he picked up that injury. He didn't like it. He pulled himself and his son out of MVP and went straight over to elite, right? So we're hearing now that, potentially there was something going on up at MVP, and he left MVP for elite, was just getting over the injuries, because I saw him earlier this year. He was just getting over the injuries. So I was like, all right, Ronald, you look like you can come back for next year still. But to be hit with this this is definitely something up that I'm sure Ronald Levy is probably on his knees right now praying and be like, why me? You know what I mean? But sometimes we definitely in life face tough challenges, and we just have to rise up, face the challenges, and keep pushing trackies. The only thing I can say as it relates to the time, since it's his first offense, he may not get the maximum 4 years, but it could very well be career ending, because remember, we saw Christopher Taylor get 30 months. And he was talking about the end of an era, you know what I mean? And he's only 23, right? So just imagine how Ronald Levy is going to be feeling now that he's facing 4 years, trackies. That is crazy. Right now, trackies, I'm just wishing Ronald Levy all the best. And I'm hoping and praying that, our athletes are watching these stories come through, from the Christopher Taylor one to the Ronald Levy one. To Christopher Taylor seeming as though, he was purposefully not trying to give, a sample, or with this Ronald Levy one with sources saying that, hey, he was not feeling well, he was taking something, and, that led to this kind of thing. Trackies, you have to take charge of your career. It's your responsibility to ensure that you do the right things, to ensure that you stay in the sport of track and field. But with that said, trackies, all sound off in the comment section now and tell me your thoughts. Ronald Levy is now facing 4 years. Do you think that this is the end? Like the video, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.